So it's really getting to be in this state of mind, in this state now. Women think that it's okay that by the time you're 23 years old, that you can sleep with as many men as you want and have 40 penises, and then that's okay. It's not okay. At least for wholesome guys like myself. Anyways, guys, I just came across this one video on YouTube, and it's been talked about by guys in the alpha sphere and the manosphere. There was this one video of this young girl who's probably about in her early 20s or so, a little younger than me, and she is celebrating with her friend who had sex with 40 guys. 40 guys by the age of 23 years old. The fact that she has had 40 dicks. And she made this special big cookie that says 40 dicks on it for her body count. I'm thinking, what in the fuck is going on with women nowadays? Okay? Why is it now to a point in which women think that it's okay to be a slut and to be a whore? Well, I think that what it is now is that it has changed from generations ago. Like when my mom was young, when she was growing up, she grew up in an old school, big Mexican-American family, in the barrio. Dad worked. He worked several jobs in order to help take care of the family. And her mom would primarily stay at home, cook and clean and take care of the house and the children. And they used corporal punishment back in the days. My mom grew up in a big family of 8 brothers and sisters. And she told me this: if you start acting like a skank, you got your ass beat. And it just makes me think how we came from that to what we have today. It's like nowadays, this is what I think, is that there are not very many wholesome, quality, just untapped women anymore. It's like a lot of young women, a lot of young girls now, by the time they get to around my age, a lot of them are damaged goods. And they started having sex when they're like 12 or 13 years old. And then by the time they get to about my age, they're like a used car with a lot of miles on them. And it's just, for me as a guy who wants more of a good, wholesome woman who's selective on who she shares her body with, it's like, I don't want to have anything to do with most of these women, Because this is it. This is the thing. When you have sex with a lot of different people, in a way, especially when they're not quality people, it adds more to your baggage in life. It adds more to all this stuff, this emotional ties, all this mental, emotional, and spiritual baggage. It carries along with you later on in life. That's why, for me, as an example, it's like, I don't want to have sex with just anybody, Like, I'm not going to say his name. Like, there's a friend of mine who, he wants to go ahead and have sex with as many women as possible. I mean, he's a good guy. I mean, he's good looking, he's attractive, and he keeps himself in shape, and he's really buff, and he works, and he takes care of himself, but he just wants, to get as much pussy as he can. And I think, yeah, man, you do what you want. You have fun with that, as long as you're not getting a lot of women pregnant. But it's like, for me, if I'm not turned on by a woman with how she is mentally and emotionally and spiritually, I don't want to have anything to do with her. I don't really care to be with her. But it's just like, there's not very many quality, wholesome women nowadays. Where have they gone? I feel as though I am one of the very few guys around my generation who doesn't identify with his generation of women. It just seems to me that what I think, this is my hypothesis, is that women nowadays do not have very good role models. They have a lot of shitty role models. Back in the days, if you were a woman, your idols in music were what? Like Diana Ross, or a few, or just, who else? Ella Fitzgerald, women that sung about love. Women that thought about, Aretha Franklin. And Aretha Franklin, they're doing a biopic about her pretty soon. These are women that sung about love and relationships, caring for your man, taking care of your man, all this other stuff. But nowadays, you got all these trash female artists that talk about having sex with as many guys as they can, using sex in order to get money from men, and all this other stuff, just using and abusing men with their coochie. And it's just like, now that has infiltrated into the minds of these young, impressionable, and naive and stupid girls to become sluts and whores. And then, it's like, back in the days, parents had more backbone. Back in the days, parents had more of the audacity in order to go ahead and punish you for bad behavior, to have negative repercussions, give you negative repercussions for your behavior. But now parents, they don't do anything to discipline their kids. You can't spank your kids, you can't go ahead and give your kids corporal punishment anymore. Parents don't even really punish their kids. It's like they let them run wild and they let them do whatever they want to do. And it's led to this, with these young women who want to go ahead and fool around and have sex with a lot of different guys, and they end up having a few kids by a few different men, and then they realize, oh, I was having too much fun, I was fooling around, now I need to find myself a good guy. Well, I'm gonna have to bring it to you, ladies. Once you end up doing like something like that with your lives, you're not gonna find yourself a good guy, okay? Because a good guy who has his head on his shoulders, who's going somewhere with his life, who doesn't want a lot of baggage, drama, some other guy's kids, he's not gonna want you. I gotta be honest with you, he's not gonna want you, all right? You bring way too much liability into the relationship and not enough of an asset to the relationship, okay? I mean, someone needs to go ahead and start telling these women, hey, there's negative repercussions to your bad behavior, okay? And I'm pretty damn sure that if these bitches ever get a sense in their heads later on in life that women like Cardi B and Megan Thee Stallion or City Girls and all these other thought rappers and thought music artists, later on in life, they're going to go ahead and regret the fact that they were teaching young girls to be sluts and whores. We have, again, the rise of thoughts in this generation. It just seems like sex is no longer something that's sacred anymore. Sex is just a commodity that women use in order to get what they want from men. Whereas back in the days, and ideally how it should be, sex was a form of connection. Deep, personal, intimate connection with your partner. And it's like sex now is just a drug. You go ahead and you fool around and you have sex with a bunch of different people because sex is like a drug for you. It can be addictive. I have been in, I haven't been in groups like that, but I've been in AA groups, I've been in NA groups, and then you hear about codependency groups or even sex addict groups. Sex can be addictive, but ideally, sex is something that is meant to create create intimate connection between you and your partner. You know, when I'm having sex with a woman, I don't just want to fuck her. I want to caress her. I want to make love to her. You know, I want to taste her all over. But I'm not going to go into too many details about that. But now it's like I don't see very many women who are worthwhile for me doing that to her. I just don't see it. I really don't see it. You know, it goes back to the old saying, is that finding a good woman is like mining. You have to dig through a lot of dirt before you find the real jewels. And there seems to be a whole lot of dirt nowadays. Oh my God. It's just, I don't know what this is going to lead into. If anything, if it keeps ending up like this, it's only going to get worse. And I just think that, you know, for guys like myself, we are going to be single for quite a bit. You know, I think throughout the past of women I've dated, I only came across like one wholesome girl. This girl that I dated in Costa Rica, she was originally from the Bahamas, a black girl, but she was such a wholesome, beautiful, well-rounded woman. You know, I was 20 years old at the time. She had a good head on her shoulders. She was studying she was studying in school, I think, to child psychology, something like that, because she loved children. And she was very sweet. She was very catering to me as far. She also would let me lead the way in the relationship, you know, what we do. Well, we were dating at the time, and she was just very well-rounded and sweet and lovely. She was what you call wifey material. Nowadays, there really isn't any wifey material. You know, if you do come across wifey material and you're a guy who has his shit together and who's going somewhere with your life, you need to hold on to a woman who's like that, okay? Because a lot of these women nowadays are nothing but just a big waste of time and a fucking headache, you know? I just think I don't want to have anything to do with most of these girls. Like, here's another example. Last night, I remember I went on over to this restaurant, you know, / bar in where I'm staying at in La Quinta, this place called Old Town La Quinta. And there was this group of like 20 young girls, or like 21 or so, drunk, out of control. And I came across, I was talking with them, and it said, this is what happens when you get drunk and wasted. You start twerking on the sidewalk, and you want to take pictures and videos. This is what happens. Just fucking around with them. And they're like, you know, and they're just saying, you didn't buy me dinner. You don't not gonna buy me dinner, blah, blah, blah. I think, what the fuck makes you think I'm gonna buy you fucking dinner? What the fuck makes you think I'm gonna do that for you? Fuck that. Oh shit, here we go. Let's go right here. I'm just pulling up to the BMW dealer right now. I'm gonna get my car taken care of. We got all these cars coming in. But yeah, it's like, these are just a bunch of this was a group of conceited, entitled, stupid, bird-brained bitches. You know, it's like, they think that their shit don't stink. You know, one of them even said, you need to go over there, we want to talk to you. And I told her, I wouldn't even give you 1 second of my time anyways. What makes you think I want to be with a girl like you? A bitch like you, to say the least. Yeah, man. Look, guys, understand this. There's a whole lot of garbage out there with females nowadays, okay? Don't make women the top priority of your life, okay? Because if you make women the top priority, you're gonna have to go ahead and deal with a lot of this bullshit nonsense with females now. You know, there's a lot of damaged goods out there nowadays, okay? Make your goals and dreams your top priority and being the best man that you can be, okay? That's why, you know, I'm cool with being MGTOW and red pill. Alright, I still talk with women, I still flirt around with women, But then I realized when I talk with a lot of them and I spend a little time with them, a lot of them are just not worth my time. Like I said before, you know, I'm an attractive guy. I know a lot of girls like me or whatever. And people ask me, oh, how come you don't have a girlfriend or blah, blah, blah. I tell them, I know a lot of women like me, but not all women are worth my time. That sums it up and they get the point. So anyways, guys, again, just as this one guy on YouTube I love watching, he's an old school pimp named Hollywood Shantae said, he said, stay hungry and remember, you're the prize. You know, don't make being with a relationship with a woman being a top priority. Or like Richard Cooper from Entrepreneurs in Cars said, he said, chase excellence, don't chase women. Make yourself the top priority of your life. Move towards doing what you want to do and being where you want to be and being the best man you can be and being successful. And the right kind of woman will chase after you. Okay? Fuck all these damaged goods, these conceited, selfish, entitled, bird brain fucking bitches, and toss that shit aside. Okay? Anyways, peace out. I'm getting my car taken care of. See you, and you have a good one. See y'all next time. Goodbye.